Everybody, and welcome to our live for the week. Today, I have another special RTMD Business School person with me, and I'm very excited to interview them. So, this is Dr. Foley, and I'm going to go ahead and introduce him before we go ahead and get started. So, Dr. Foley has been a double board certified specialist in urogynecology and reconstructive pelvic surgery for 20 years. I did not know about the word urogynecology until I was going through your bio. I was like, wow, it's a very big word. He completed his residency training at the NYU Medical Center and then his subspecialty training at the University of Maryland School of Medicine. He has been named among Atlanta's top doctors in urogynecology every year since he relocated his practice to Metro Atlanta, which that's absolutely amazing. That's absolutely
Thank you.
amazing. And he has been happily married for over 22 years, and he's a proud father of three grown children. And I'm very proud to say that I am friends with all of the children. And then outside of work, he enjoys outdoors, exercising, and investing quality time with his friends and family. So please welcome Dr. Foley.
Thank you, Cheta. Thank you. Thank you. And just for another quick sound check, let me just do. How does this sound? Does that sound? Does that still sound okay?
Yes, it does.
Okay, wonderful. And let me just make sure my volume is good. Okay, wonderful. Yeah. So, and I think we're okay then, because then we may not need this. And if you do, you just let me know. I'll jump in. So thank you for
All
having me
right.
on, Cheta. Really, it's a pleasure and honor to be on. I've seen the other doctors, and secretly I was like, when is she gonna ask me? When is she ask me? No, just joking. But no. So just to introduce myself to those who don't know me. Dr. Foley. It's short for Felucio. It's a Nigerian name, but ever since I was a kid, all my friends and family call me Foley is for sure. It's a nickname, and it kind of stuck because yes, I did go into that big word specialty urogynecology, and one of the things we use as a urogynecologist is a Foley catheter. Long story for a different line, but anyway, it's kind of stuck. So there we go. So that's kind of where that came from. But just a little bit more about me. I been a urogynecologist 20 years and grew up in the Northeast. More on a personal note, I think you've heard a lot of academic stuff, but on a personal note, I grew up in the Northeast, New York City. My parents are immigrants from Nigeria, first generation. And so I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and then lived in Nigeria as a kid, came back to the United States a little bit more and after 7 years. So left when I was 6, came back when I was 13. And that kind of ties into my story. So first generation son of immigrants, and which I believe also contribute to my work ethic and my approach to life and work and business and career. And so all the schooling in the Northeast, and then we got tired of the winters and cold, and so we relocated to Atlanta in late 2018. And then let's see here. Then so I've been in practice for 20 years and taking care of women and I help women who have bladder control issues is the best way I would put it. Especially these things are common when women who've had children or women who are older. Over the years, that may be an issue and it may be of a bother and impact their quality of life. So I help women improve their quality of life in that respect. Aside from work, a father and a husband, 20 years, father, and I love what I do.
That's good. That's good. So, with you, I was introduced to a term which is intrapreneur, and I was talking to
Yeah,
my mom about it. I'm like, this is a weird word because you hear entrepreneur, you don't really hear intrapreneur.
right.
So I hear that you're an entrepreneur. So could you explain to me what an entrepreneur is? Like, what does that mean?
Absolutely. So an entrepreneur, again, as you mentioned, a lot of people are familiar with the entrepreneur, which is someone who creates a business, an asset that serves people, solves problems. So an entrepreneur is someone who works within a business. They don't own that business, but they bring a lot of entrepreneurial skills and mindset and to the business. And so they align with the vision of the business. They help solve problems within the business. They align with the visionary or the CEO's vision, and they drive the results for the business. And so, as an entrepreneur myself, I am a physician, right? And I work within an organization. And so I help to create results for my clients, and I have several clients. One of my clients is the organization itself, and so high quality care, efficient care, safe care, and outcomes for patients, and being a high quality, a productive physician, surgeon is key. That's one of their goals for that client. So that's what I serve that client with. And then my patients, they want to be cared for well and with high quality, compassion, and expertise. And so that's my other clients. So I work within a business to drive results for my clients, and to bring value to my organization, bring value to my patients, but then also bring value to myself. And the special thing about entrepreneurship is that you are the CEO of your company. That's, as Dr. Una says, me incorporated. And, before EntreMD, I was not actually, I kind of was an entrepreneur, but I did not call myself that until I didn't know that that was a term for this thing where I see myself as a business, right? I have skills, mindset, value systems, work ethic, and skill sets and problem solving skills that I bring to my organization, and I serve my clients and create results for them in return for compensation or return for being paid. And in my world, I make it. It's got to be a win-win, 3 wins. It's got to be a win for my client, my organization, and for some people, maybe a hospital, maybe a medical center, maybe a multi-specialty practice if they're employed in that setting. Or and then I bring a win to my patients, and then there has to be a win for me. And so, in joining EntreMD, I've learned how to even better create wins for all three of those persons because I'm my own client too. So yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So then you kind of just went over the question I was going to ask you next, but I'm still going to ask it and then you can go more in depth. But before joining EntreMD and learning
Mhm.
about entrepreneurship, what was your career like?
Sure. Yeah. So, granted, I was as some would say, a degree of success in terms of reputation, a name, a busyness, as a busy, high volume surgeon, great quality care. But it was more. I was not. I'm not. I wouldn't say I was a household name per se. I would say that patients knew me through referral, but I had not had an online presence. And so, since joining the EntreMD Business School, I've learned how to increase my visibility, right? And so not just one-on-one facing with patients, but also online and social media and speaking. So those are the things I've learned so many skills from being in the EntreMD Business School that has increased my visibility, increased my and I'm learning increase my skill set in speaking, persuasive speaking, how to give a speech or a talk, but with a call to action. Let's see here. And yeah, there's something else I'm skipping, but yeah. So that's really been helpful to me. Oh yeah, online, so social media. So all things, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on TikTok, and creating videos that teach and educate. But then there's a call to action where patients then have an opportunity to work with me, and I invite them to work with me. And I had not made a reel prior to EntreMD, a story. I mean, I would go on there, anniversaries, those are my thing. Anniversaries, birthdays, okay. But everything, I was like, no. So, but for me, my buy-in for social media is it's a business tool.
Mhm.
So on the weekends, I'll sprinkle things about my family, maybe exercise. Those are things important to me. But during the week, it's business, and meaning it's serving my clients, it's educating women, it's getting the word out there on the problems that I solve and the solutions that are available for women that my clients. And so yeah, so that's for me. That's what drives me and keeps me motivated and gives me the drive for reaching people and being more visible on social media. So.
Okay, so let's say, what was your story, right? Before, like, how did you figure out about EntreMD Business School? What motivated you to join it?
Yeah. So, again, yes, I mean, 20 years, long time. And I've been working, and I was just I'm not the person to say I'm stuck. I didn't want to feel stuck. I didn't want to be stuck. I have to always be learning and always be growing. And after you've done the same thing for some time, okay, it's like, okay, what's the next thing? I knew there was more. I just didn't know exactly which one. There were so many options what I could do next and how I could grow and increase my visibility and impact. I just didn't know exactly how to do that and how it would look like. And so honestly, it was the EntreMD live event. It was virtual. This was 2023. My wife and I, it's a very interesting story. My wife and I were actually at a wedding in Canada. And I initially learned about Dr. Una from another physician group, and then I guess I was following her at that point. So the post came up for this EntreMD Live group in June, and and then yeah, so I signed up for it, and that's where my life started to change. So from there is when I then after that I shortly thereafter that I joined the business school because I wanted to. I didn't have all the answers. I didn't know what it would look like. I just knew that okay, this program would help me figure out what my next move would be, how I would grow, and kind of decide what my career would look like in the future and how it would evolve. And so that was my motivation for joining the school. And it's been a blast. This is my second year. I've learned so much, still learning, so many wins that I can go on and on about.
That's good. Okay, and so you mentioned EntreMD Live,
Hmm.
and a little birdie told me, right, that you're speaking at
Yeah.
EntreMD Live. So I just want to ask, what are you going to talk about, and why do you think people should be there?
Sure. So I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship, right? I think in this day and age where a lot of doctors may feel like they have no control over their careers or they're burned out and all these things, a lot of that is due to moral injury, meaning feeling out of control, and I think once that mindset has been solved, then a lot of doctors will be able to pull themselves up and be able to take control and take back control of their careers. And in fact, realize that they are still in control all along. They have not lost control. So it's a mindset thing. And I think then after your mindset changes, your identity changes, then you can start to do the things to move your career forward where, yeah, you're the one calling the shots. And so I think, yeah, at the EntreMD, I won't spill all the beans, but yes, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and all things speaking, branding, and how that has been helpful to move my career forward. And I'll just give like one or two examples. In terms of for me, again, the one when my client, one of my clients is, as I mentioned, my organization, right? So the hospital. So I rather than going to the hospital and saying, oh, I'm tired, I'm burned out, I want to work 4 days, I didn't do that. What I initially did for actually a year and a half to 2 years was I built up my reputation. I built up my surgical volume. I built up my efficiencies to taking care of women and patients, and that when I then proposed, and it wasn't so much of an ask, it was like a proposal. That's another thing. You frame things. So when you go to the table, I say, okay, this is what I propose, and you bring a solution. I want to go, I can take care of all the work I need to do that I'm doing in 5 days in 4 days.
Mhm.
And once you build that reputation and you've shown them you can do it, then it's a win-win. It's a yes. There is no. There is no. So again, as an employee, so to speak, entrepreneur, you are in control of your career and the direction of it. And then it's always good to know what your employer's why is or what they want, right? And if you can blanket what you want under or in kind of what they want, it's a win. And so I know that they wanted, there was another doctor who was going to be joining my office. And so it was just after a year and a half to 2 years. So not only did I show that I can get the work I typically would do in 5 days, I can get it done in 4 days. Oh, and then by the way, if I go down to 4 days, that extra day, the new doctor can then spend time building her patient panel. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. There you go. So that's one example. The second example is, I wanted to work in an office closer to where I live to cut down on my commute time. And because 2 days, one of the 2 days I would be able to work in a closer office. So rather than say, oh no, I'm tired of traveling, the commute, I don't like the commute. It's more like, I could start to build patients in this location that would be great for the practice. And so they're like, yeah, that's a great idea. And so then they got what they want, which is, and then I got what I want, which is not to have to travel as far on one of my 2 clinic days. And so I think as an entrepreneur, you learn the skills of negotiation and how to make it a win-win-win, not just for the employer, your patient, but for me as well, and kind of blanket what you want inside the organization's goals, and then you're happy. And then and so yeah, it's been great. It's been awesome. Learning negotiation skills and speaking.
Yeah. Okay. And then so because I don't think I introduced myself at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's okay. My name is Cheta. For those of you guys who don't know me, I am Dr. Una's favorite first daughter, and I am the head of the EntreMD merch division. And so my job is to make sure that everyone gets their merch, right?
Yes,
So would you
yes.
mind telling us what your favorite piece of merch is?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Chelsea, you're doing a fantastic job with the merch division. I mean, kudos to you. I
Thank
love
you.
it. I love it, love it, love it. And yes, my favorite one is perfection is not required, progress is. And the reason is growing up, I always felt like things, excuse me, had to be perfect. And I would stall on doing things. It's not, we eat frogs in EBS, we say. And so I would wait till it's perfect and wait till it's this and wait till it's that. And then probably, and then something procrastinate and never get to it. And then through EBS, learning that we do it messy, we do it imperfect. We get it done. Done is better than perfect. Progress is the goal, not perfection. And so that one speaks to me because it's really changed my approach to things, and I've become more productive and less critical. It doesn't have to be, the lighting doesn't have to be perfect when I do videos. I mean, it is what it is. It's done. It's out there, and that's version 1.0. There's always going to be 2.0, 3.0, and 1%. We get 1% better each day. So all the things. So yeah, so that's the one I purchased actually. Yeah, so I
Oh,
like. Yeah, the hoodie. Yeah, I purchased the one. Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
love it. It's
on that note then, right? How has like the business school helped you with that? Like how did it help you get past that mindset of okay, everything has to be perfect to where your first thing is like, okay, I just need to make progress first and it gets better and better each time.
Yeah, I think I'm very visual, and so a lot. So stories and visual pictures speak to me, and so I know Dr. Una talks about the iPhone, right? So we're at iPhone what now? Is it 14, 15? I've lost track.
16, I
16. There
think.
you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm Gen X, so I don't know, but yeah. So just they're at 16, but they started with one, right? And so
Mhm.
we got you start what you are, and then you get better advice, and that's what visionaries, CEOs, founders do. You start, and then you then improve as you go along. Because time is of essence, and we can't wait for the perfect time to get started. There are people to help, and I've said that in my videos. Like, instead of me thinking about perfect lighting and this, the message that will go out to that one woman who needs my help. And so
Mhm.
it's a really a mindset thing where in medical school, I'm a surgeon, right? So I'm in the operating room. That's a different story. There's precision, there's technique, there's attention to detail,
Mhm.
there's getting it right as we can. But in entrepreneurship is different. So I just had to realize that it's a different world. So when I'm not in the operating room, you do the best you can, you put it out there, and then you revise it, come back and do it better later. And at least it keeps your momentum going rather than in procrastination, indecision, and nothingness.
Yeah, that's good. And I think every time I talk about this product, right, I use the same example, but it gets better each time, right? So the first time I went live, I was
Hmm.
live for 3 minutes, and I'm pretty sure I
I
was like,
watched it. It was awesome.
oh, yeah, it was 3 minutes long, and I think the ending was really awkward. And when I first started, I was clapping a lot, and I was saying y'all a lot, and I was saying you guys a lot, and then so my mom, gave me the
Yeah,
tips on things and how to correct it. And so like I was rewatching the live I did last week. That live was like 20 something minutes long and I
I saw
wasn't
it.
clapping the entire time and I wasn't saying y'all. So it's just like, you start from one place and each time you do it, it gets better and better. And so
Absolutely
even when I asked my mom about it, she was like, well, if I decided to start EntreMD when it was perfect, there would be no EntreMD.
correct. Yes, exactly.
Absolutely none. It would not be there. So the goal is for you to start first and then you keep going and it gets better each and every single time.
Correct. Always a construction site. You're right. And it's
Yes.
funny you say that. I'm working on my cloud too, because I tend to do that when I start my videos. So I'm working on holding back on that. I'm working on I say a few too many ums. So I'm working on that. And I'm working on smiling. So I realize I need to be smiling before I press the start button on the
Yeah.
video so that when it starts, I'm smiling, not frowning and then smiling. So those are three things I'm currently working on.
Yeah, I think the first interview that I did, my mom had to come inside the room and stood behind the camera, was like, I was like, "Oh, yes, I'm supposed to
Yeah,
be smiling,
smiling is
I'm
important.
sorry." Yeah. So,
Yeah,
you start from one place, like you said, it's a construction site. You start from one place and it starts to get better each and every time you do it. And so
exactly.
another question I have for you, right, is you mentioned that you didn't like the feeling of being stuck. So,
Mhm.
what do you have to say to a physician who feels like they're stuck, that they don't know how to move forward? What would you say to them? Like a entrepreneur physician.
Absolutely, yeah. So you are not stuck. I mean, we go to medical school, we gain all this training. Some of us subspecialty training, or even if not that, we spend all this time and we don't realize that we're building an asset, only that the asset is us. I mean, we have the skill sets, the knowledge. We're a business, and we are employed because we're an asset on someone's balance sheet, and so we have to start to see ourselves as a business, because we have this knowledge base, and all we need then is the reach, and because we have the credibility, we have the knowledge, we just need the reach, and that's where social media, business skills, entrepreneurial skills are important. So that's what the business school offers, where it offers the physician, especially entrepreneurs, the opportunity to grow that entrepreneurial mindset that they can apply to their career. So you can be the boss of your career and really make strides in your careers and control your career. There's no need to feel burned out or out of control. No, it's just a matter of learning specific skills that will help to move the needle forward in your career, and you call the shots. And again, it's a win-win for all of your clients, including yourself, of your company, of you incorporating. And so I think the entrepreneurs, it's really been pivotal for me, instrumental in my work-life balance has been key, because I work 4 days versus 5. I was able to negotiate that, and it's helped me see the possibilities in the future. It's helped to increase my visibility. I've learned the skills to increase my visibility. I've learned about branding, and I won't give too much that I'm going to get to share later at EntreD Live. But EntreD Live 2024 was my first event, and it was amazing. And this is going to be at least 10x that event, if not more.
Yes.
And so for those who didn't get a chance, or you missed out last year, you're still thinking about it, invest in yourself, believe in yourself. You don't have to have it. That's another thing about entrepreneurship. In medicine, we follow pathways and algorithms. We kind of want to know and have it all figured out. No, you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to have enough, maybe 51% of information, maybe 48 or 49, and just go with it. And so you know enough. It's not just to do. It's not enough to know, though. You have to do, and you have to start to do before you know it all, which is a different mindset. It's an entrepreneur mindset versus what we learn in academics. And so it's changed my life. I know it'll change yours. You definitely want to be there if you're looking for to make a move in your career, or even if you're happy where you are, but you just don't know exactly how you're going to get to that next step. You definitely want to be in the room. It was life-changing, and there's no virtual option, so you definitely want to be in the room. And I think the collaboration and the networking also with others is key to getting that dream life and dream business and dream career that you desire. I look forward to meeting you when I see you there. Definitely, I look forward to meeting all the entrepreneurs there. And so, yes, it's been a blast of a year, and I can't wait to be there.
That's good. Okay, so where can people find you? They want to get in contact with you. We already know we're going to be able to find you at EntreD Live, but where else can people find you?
Sure. So I am on TikTok and Instagram as the Urogyn Doc. That's the UROGYN Doctor. So I'm there, TikTok, Instagram, and from there you can find my website, which is drtugbiyele.com. My last name, essentially, drtugbiyele.com. So those are the ways to find me.
All right. So thank you so much to everybody for watching. This has been an absolute blast, and I've had a fun time interviewing you, Dr. Foley, and I can't wait to see you at EntreD Live. We're going to have so much fun. We'll have to make sure to get so you know what I did the last one, the Business Makeover Mastermind? I took a picture with you, and I sent it to Joshua, and it's like, I have your dad. He's mine now. So I'll definitely be sure to do that again when I see you at EntreD Live.
Yeah, I think I was a little jealous of that, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for all that you do. Yes, definitely. From your first live, I mean, it's been just watching you and your growth and your commitment to improving your speaking. It's been inspiring, and thank you for inviting me on. And awesome job with the merch. I can't wait to get mine and start to wear it. And I look forward to seeing you on EntreD Live.
Okay, thank you so much.
Take care. All right.